Hi, I'm Dax, and today, the Supra gets an exhaust. There's a lot that can be done to the Mk5 Supra, with a variety of options in the way of power and aesthetics, and with massive aftermarket support, it's often hard to choose. Today I'll be tackling what I would consider the second half of the same mod, and since I've already done an intake, that leaves exhaust. Some would argue that the stock exhaust is perfectly fine, and in fact has been proven to support well over 700 horsepower when coupled to other power mods such as a hybrid turbo, proper fueling system on some E. But let's be real, we all love the sound, and hearing more of it is almost half the reason of going aftermarket. Guys, this is my 4x4 Supra. We're going to put a lift kit on it. We're going to make it 65 inches tall, and we're going to put an angle kit so it squats. Imagine a lifted, squatted Supra. So I've been debating what exhaust to go for a while now. Do I go with a Tomei, which is a single exit? Do I go for a Valvetronic? Do I go for an FI? I can do the Mustang Sawzall special and just cut off my cats and my resonators, but that's stupid. But there's a bit of problem with all of those exhaust options, and that's the BMW tax. And that gets really, really expensive. So the other option that I have, and all of you do too, it's the old Mr. Bow special. I'm pretty sure you've seen all the videos of people who are commenting on the fact that Valvetronic is pretty much rebranding the Alibaba stuff. Now, is that technically just like drop shipping? How much engineering is involved? Did they say that they are designing it, but then they're just mass producing it in China? And then I believe they've even said that they've changed over to the US and they're manufacturing it here. And don't get me wrong, I'm all for supporting some of these companies, but my God, $6,000 for this exhaust. But you say, but yes, it's titanium. Or you can also be saying, you have a Supra, why do you give a f? You have all the money. So as you can see here, this is actually the valved muffler that I want. And if the keen eye would see that this is the intake, this is where it goes in, this is where it goes out. And there's a little butterfly valve here. It does one of these. And what it does is it blocks off the exhaust, and it goes through all of this, and then it finally feeds through around and behind the pipe. There's baffling on the inside of this guy. I went out and bought someone else's OEM exhaust. Now I got this for like, what was it, $70 we paid? $70 we paid for the entire exhaust, and I went ahead and I chopped off the suitcase at the bottom, cutting that and then routing this into the inlet of the valved muffler, and then fabricating my own exhaust off the side. Some of you might be saying, well, Dax, we don't have a welder. Just go buy one. If you're going to be spending $6,000 on an exhaust, this is a very cheap flux core welder by Yes Welder. It's the Flux 135, and this is a great starting point. It is like TIG welding. Sorry, it is MIG welding, not TIG. MIG welding, you pull the trigger and then it comes out. Here's another option you have. This is a Yes Welder. I don't even know the name yet. I'll just pop it on the screen. I'll just pretend like I'm speaking Chinese and you will just I'll just do a voiceover. This was a great investment. I suggest, I highly employ everyone who is even remotely a car person to invest in a decent welder. You don't need a miller. You don't need to spend $7,000 on a welder, but $500-600, that's not bad. I'm pretty sure collectively in a month, a lot of you probably eat that in fast food. I am guilty of it. This here is a TIG welder, and yes, both of these do require you to have some kind of gas. Facebook Marketplace is your friend. Yeah, I got this tank for like free, and I got this one for about $40. And then I just took it over to Airgas, or whatever company that you have replacing your gas, and they'll just literally trade in the tank. So long as it's within certification, That's a whole other story. But back to what it is I'm talking about. We can now fabricate our own exhaust by adopting the OEM. So it's like an OEM plus exhaust. I get a bit more free flow, a bit more air flowing by. When we do tune this thing, it'll obviously make a bit more. And then I did something really stupid. So I bought this for about $145 or so. And again, that's pretty cheap, all things considered. It comes with the Bluetooth module, just like the Valvetronic. And it has little buttons to press, and it closes and shuts, and it's awesome, right? And then, like a boomer taking a shit on my 8-inch little tablet, I was on Facebook Marketplace. And I don't know how, or who the fuck, or why the fuck, I found literally this right here, beneath the script of this video. This is the Valvetronic GR Supra muffler section. And check this out, it even comes with slip joints. So you can take the OEM exhaust, cut it, stick it into here, and the hangers are already set up for it to fit into the OEM spots. It comes with the controller, it comes with the valves, and the only thing I got to do is fabricate the 90 for the muffler. This is literally everything that we need to get this done. So let's go into some B-roll and drop this exhaust and pop the new one in. So, bit of a status update. I've gotten the other exhaust that was back there, the one with the muffler chopped off. That's in the car. A little bit harder than I thought it would have been, but still, if I had an extra hand, it would have probably been a little bit easier. But now it's just to get this guy in. I already have the hangers on there. Let me show you a quick little look-see of what it's looking like so far. So right now, it quite literally is straight piped. Like, well, except for the resonator. Resonator being right there, the OEM resonator. And I believe, since obviously Toyota fine-tuned the exhaust alongside BMW to get this thing to not drone too crazy at 2k RPM, I might as well leave that in there. So it's bolted in at the very front, right where the downpipe connects to the rest of the exhaust, and there's another hanger right here up in there, which is this hanger. So now I'm going to re-bolt everything. I mean, there's a ton of space back here, but let me zoom out so you can actually see how big it is. And we are in the cavity of the stock exhaust. You can tell the actual the other OEM exhaust pipe is back in the car. There's a lot of heat shielding in here, and looking at some of the Valvetronic tutorials, well, not tutorials, but installations, not by the company themselves. I haven't seen any of those, and to be fair, I haven't looked it up, but it looks like a lot of people go through, let me turn this around, a lot of people go through this bit here to run all of the vacuum lines into the car. Now, mine is electronic. That guy is electronic, and we're going to be taking that and hanging that up right now. I will see if I can somehow use this and maybe a signal that comes off of this for the sport mode to open the valves, but we will see how that goes. As I put on my surgeon gloves, one of you are going to be like, "You got soft hands, boy, you got soft hands." Yes, I do. It's just the reality of it. They're soft, they get cut easily, they bleed just like yours, unless you have like just straight up bone and callus for fingers. But I got soft hands, boy, I got soft hands. So I already put the exhaust hangers on here. I'm wondering, did I put this one on backwards? Because it sure be looking like it's backwards. Fuck. And like I was saying, this one was super tight to okay, worst case scenario, I can pull this off and flip it around. So let's go offer this up to the car, see where we hit. And we're going to try to see if we can get that to fit here and over here. Oh, I'm bench pressing my car, bro. 1, 2. That's really sharp. Okay. So I'm one to always dick about with tools and be all dangerous, because I'm going to be using a Sawzall and cutting off the excess exhaust that I don't need. At least wear eye protection. You know, like, I know some people wear a lot of I think it's called PPE or whatever, like your safety equipment. I don't tend to wear the most, but always protect your eyes. That's one thing. I mean, you can maybe grow back a finger here and there, but it's harder with your eyes. So wear these. And I really like the ones with the foam on the outsides, well, on the perimeter. It like cups your eyes. Huh?
Let me see it, please.
What?
Let me see it.
See what?
The glasses.
Why?
I want to put it on my face.
Oh my god. Okay, well, while you're testing that, I'm gonna start cutting.
No, wait, stop.
The vibration is gonna f me out, or if I'm gonna have to actually take this thing off the car and cut it, because that would be real. F it, let's just take it off the car. Now, don't get me wrong, I do have a deburring tool somewhere in my house. I do like using it to clean the edges of my 3D prints with a little brim. It would be perfect for this, but I'm going to go the old school way of just filing the burrs out. This fits. Yikes, do I have to cut more of that out, bro? Kind of looks like it, right?
Wait, it doesn't fit?
Well,
Just try to put it in. It kind of looks like it'll fit, but...
That's kind of interesting. So do we need an adapter? Tap everything when it's in place.
Oh.
We go by... Oh, this is what I'm... Oh, shit.
This.
Remember, we flipped it upside down.
Oh, maybe that's why it's not fitting.
That could have fit about the same.
Oh.
Which is fine. Remember, this was supposed to go in like a full kit, right? So, here's my thoughts. We measure what this pipe is, run to AutoZone and get an adapter. And then bend this part towards me, like so. Yes, we're making progress. Put this in here. This is like yoga, right? What would you call this one, cameraman? What pose would you call this?
I'm not gonna say.
This is the make me pregnant pose. We got some good news, and we have some bad news. We just got a 90 the exhaust here. And I don't know how much of this would fit. Fuck, I feel like I'm gonna have to trim this. Well, we'll see. Let me tighten everything up first. Now, all we need to do is address the elephant in the room, which is the exhaust tips, because this would be a real place to have exhaust tips. We gotta figure out how we're gonna feed the cables into the... Hey, I found a stick. One whole stick. Stick shouldn't be there. Does this car speak for the trees? I think it does. Should I put the stick back? I'll put the stick back. Okay, no. Master has spoken, and we're gonna address the fact that it's very, very, very off-center, and I'm most definitely gonna have to trim that, which is a problem. But the other part of this are V-bands. Now, I hope those watching my content and content of this nature, you know what a V-band is, but basically if you don't, it's a coupler or a coupling device. And basically you take two pieces of metal, so like in this case, I have this 3-inch 90. I can pop this in my 3-inch 90, because there's a little bit of a lip on the inside, and what this does, it creates a flange. So I'll have this on the exhaust side, this on my 90, and this then fits together perfectly. Now this has a female and a male portion to it, so it's, you can always locate it, and it's very nice. And then the point of this, because it's shaped like a V, well, the inside section, this goes around this, and if I can get it on there, and then you tighten up this nut, and what it does, it creates a nice snug fit. But again, you're able to rotate this as you wish, and then you can clamp it down. So pretty good. Okay. And obviously this thing got bumped in transit, so it's not perfectly round. I'll see to sort that out after the fact. But anyways, the idea would be to have this here. That fits much nicer because this is not dented. This sucker here, and boom. But we got a bit of alignment issue. Hole here, pipe there. Hole here, pipe there. So what we need to discern is how much of this I got to cut out. Well, it's day 2, and unfortunately it is kind of raining, so everything's nice and wet. The old exhaust is also kind of wet, but the good news, look at how good that looks. It's just, it looks so good, god damn it. I'll have to do like proper B-roll for it when I'm done. But it actually fits in there like really nicely. One thing that I've seen a lot with some of these Supra builds is that the exhaust is never really where it needs to be. Yeah, no, everything else is actually pretty much in. Super. Guys, I'm super excited about this. I did start it last night for like a split second, and it was super loud, so I'm hoping it's not as bad once it idles down. So we'll cross that bridge in a few minutes. Well, the exhaust is done and I am super pleased. I could not be happier. It sounds amazing and the valves work. So if you made it this far, thank you. Thanks for watching and I hope to see you in the next one. Blaring at me 24/7 when I'm driving it. So I just swallowed a bug. Good God.